what's going on YouTube? Full Tank Rider here. I'm a new moto vlogger. This is gonna be my first video that I post on YouTube. I think the first little segment here would be just who I am. I'm a relatively new rider. Started riding about 10 months ago. And since I am based off of Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada, I don't get to ride year-round. So, meaning though I had my license for 10 months, I really have been only riding for about maybe 5 or 6 months-ish. However, in these 5 or 6 months, I already put approximately 4,700 kilometers on my Ninja 300 right here. It's my first bike. Eventually I'll be doing a review on the bike, probably even this video, I'm not too sure. So yeah, I'm still a student, and this is all I could afford right now. I had a passion for riding since I was a kid. I've been bugging my parents about it, but obviously they did not really approve of it up until recently, or up until last year. Well, they still don't really approve of it, but I just did it anyways. YOLO. Yeah, I'm currently in Surrey just for, I don't know. I just wanted to ride around and do my first vlog, and so I chose Surrey because that's where I learned how to ride. I learned how to ride at a place called Pacific Riding Center, or Pacific Riding School, not center. Pacific Riding School, where they taught me all the basics of riding, and I really enjoyed it, so shout out to them. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, so that's pretty much about who I am. Okay, so I really don't know what to do for this first vlog. I guess I could just get right into the review of the bike, because what I'm riding here is, again, the Ninja 300. It's a 2014 edition. I'll actually find a place to get off my bike so that I can show you guys what it is and how it looks. Let me see, where's a good place to stop? Alright, right in here. Let me just find a parking spot. I think I like that one. Please, no one turn. Nice and shady. Alright. So... oh man, it's uphill. Okay, there we go. Just gonna turn off. Okay, so this is my bike. Yes, there's a little stitch right there. It's a 2014 white edition, or special edition, white, pearl white. About a month ago, it has gotten into a hit and run situation, so the front fender right here is cracked. Mirrors got scratched, but no major cosmetic damages besides that. So yeah, this is my bike. Still completely stock. I haven't changed anything on it. Especially to anything that's performance based. It's still running everything stock. So turning it on so I can give you guys a review. Perfect. Wow, I gained a bar of I gained a bar of gas since the last time I got on this thing. Perfect. Actually, you know what? I will go that way. Go. I'm just trying to get uphill and get started. Alright. So this is the Ninja 300. I called her Annabelle. That's what I named her. And it's really easy to ride actually, because with the displacement of 300, it's not too powerful, but it's not weak either, as I'll show you guys later on the highway. It has plenty of power at the in the high ranges. Oh, I see a Starbucks. Sorry, I have a thing for Starbucks. So, yeah, it's really quick and easy to get going. Clutches, the friction zone could be a little wider, but whatever. It's a beginner's bike, really easy to ride, really easy to shift and everything. All the controls are really easy to get used to. I really don't know how else to put it. In terms of acceleration, which most people would be worried about, you will get used to the acceleration and probably get too used to it, and therefore grow out of the bike. Ooh, there's a Honda that looks like a 600, I don't know. So yeah, you can pretty much grow out of this bike in, I don't want to say, it took me about 5,000 kilometers to really grow out of it, and when I say grow out, I really just mean reach the top speed of it. And so wow, reels, okay. What the heck were you doing? Smoking. Anyways, yeah, this is Surrey. Crazy drivers everywhere. So yeah, in terms of acceleration, I can show you guys if I hit a red light. It's not too bad. It's definitely still gives you the thrill. Probably not that of a super sport. I can't really say anything about that though, because I've never been on a super sport. I have been on my friend's Honda 600, just the regular R, not the super sport version, the F4. So then in comparison to that, there's no way, like, yeah, the displacement is twice as much as this thing, but the horsepower and torque is probably like 3 or 4 times as much. Maybe 3 times, maybe not twice as much. So yeah, it's really hard to compare between the two. And there's a police. So yeah, acceleration is definitely there, but you'll have to ride up in the slightly higher ranges. As you can see what I'm doing here, I generally ride about the 4 to 5k RPM range. Bus lane maximum, that's not me. Sometimes I'm riding in the 5s and 6s if I want the power band. The power band of this bike enters at about 7 grand-ish. That's when you get most of your power. But even on the highway, if you're hitting like 110s and 120 kilometers per hour, which translates to about 60 to 70 miles per hour if I did my conversion correctly, it'll really take a lot out of your engine. You'll be riding up in the 8 grand, 9 grand mark at top gear. And speaking of top gear, actually, if you're using this bike to commute, you will be hitting your 6th gear regularly, because that's approximately where you would ride. At 4k RPM and 6th gear, you're getting about 60 kilometers per hour. At 5 grand at top gear, you're hitting 70, which in Richmond and Vancouver is about where you would normally be on the street roads. Legally it's 50, but we all do that, don't lie. So yeah, that's pretty much the performance of this bike. So in terms of power delivery, this thing really has a good linear range. Basically, the higher your RPM, the more power you have. Pretty easy to get used to. There's no distinct power band where once you hit it, you'll go like flying through the wind. None of that. So then it's really easy for beginners to get used to. I highly recommend starting low, because like recalling all the times since I've learned how to ride, I have made a lot of mistakes where if I was on a higher cc bike or a more powerful bike, I would have definitely gotten myself into trouble, be it wheelies or slipping out, sliding out, things like that. It's just yeah, like everybody has to develop that sense of throttle and clutch control. So yeah, I really suggest starting small, working your way up. Would I start again on a 300? It really depends. The 300 has enough power delivery to keep you entertained for a long while, but it really doesn't. You'll get bored of it eventually. See, right now the limit's 90. but like riding in the 8 grand pretty much. That's where 110 would be. 110 translates to about 70 miles per hour. I remember that much. Let's see if I posted that posted. So then, yeah, this bike definitely could keep up with highway traffic. And honestly, if I wanted to, if I, like, let's say I need to overtake someone, which traffic does not allow me to right now because it's pretty congested. If I do, oh shoot, all those people merging. Yeah, but if I do need to overtake the car or something, if I ride up into the 11 grand, 12 grand, like the tip of the top of my engine revs, it can easily overtake any car. No problem whatsoever. Just go down 2 gears or 2 gears or so, and you'll fly at the top revs of this bike. So yeah. So yeah, again, I am based off of Vancouver, British Columbia. I have yet to really ride hard at the Sea to Sky Highway to Whistler. That one is actually a really good ride for riders that visit this area. It takes about 2 hours to ride. Actually, let's say more like an hour and a half if you're riding, because you tend to take the corners a little faster. An hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. Whistler is also a nice place to visit. Pretty famous throughout the world. Yeah, anyways, back to the bike. I don't even know why I went there. That's a tangent. So this bike, it's really allows you to have a lot of mileage too, actually, because then I get about 400 kilometers per tank. Now if that's pushing it, that's like running the tank dry. So to be safe, I usually fuel up at about 350 kilometers. I don't know what that translates to miles, but it really, and a fill up's like 20 bucks here. It only holds 4.6 gallons or 17 liters. So like again, 20 bucks fill up and you get 350 kilometers out of it. To me, it's a really good deal, especially like a really good option, especially if you want to just use it to commute. I find highway commuting burns the engine a lot more because you're in the upper revs, but if you're doing city commuting, then you can easily get towards, even safely towards the 400 mark. Yeah, the 400 kilometer mark before you have to fuel up. Reason being, you're just usually in the lower revs. You don't need to push your engine as hard, unless you're doing things like revving the crap out of your engine, which burns quite a bit. But you're typically talking about like you're staying in the 4 to 5k range, maybe 6 grand RPM at most. Not anything like 7 and 8 and 9. Yeah, like on highways and you want to keep pushing, like let's say here, I want to really do an acceleration demonstration for you guys, but I'm on the highway now, so I can't really do that because there's no place for me to accelerate to. That car's slow up in front, that's why everybody's slow here. And now he's hit a, everybody's gonna be slow here. Alright. One slow car after another. Yeah, on a bike you're really invisible. Like that car earlier, when I was even going straight and she's turning left, she didn't see me. I honked 3 times. She's probably just starting to give a crap. Ooh, helicopter. So yeah, things like that. Just gotta really watch out. Alright, so I just gave a very brief review of my bike. If there are any questions that you guys are wondering about this bike, shoot me a comment. I'll try my best to reply to it. I'm not a motorcycle expert of any sort. I'm actually studying science, so not engineering or anything of that sort. If you guys have any questions about this bike or any questions about me in general, feel free to drop me a line in the comments. I'll try my best to answer to every single one of them. Yeah, so that's the first vlog that I did. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.